From the Evening Sun in 1989, Degroft spreads Tourney message. This article talks about Mr. Bob Degroft of the Pennsylvania Bowling Association. It's not real informative specifically about particular events in bowling, but there are a couple of interesting pieces that you might find noteworthy when you think back on the history of the game. So I'll pick up on one of the later paragraphs. So it says in relation to Mr. Degroft's career, but while he could qualify for PSBA president on bowling skill alone, Degroft is one of many officers who has paid his dues over the years. For instance, he is one of a lost breed, the pinboy. While he competed in football, baseball, and basketball at Littlestown High School, Degroft also worked as a pin setter at a 5-lane house in Littlestown which closed in 1948. And he's quoted as saying, "They had wooden duck pins, and they had rubber duck pins, and they had barrel pins, which were a form of duck pins. In other words, you could set them up either way. They were sawed off. And then we had candlestick pins. They were tall and very slender," Degroft said. Then, of course, we had 10 pins in that house. 10 pins were too big in those days because duck pins were right across the border. Degroft recalled the pinboy's life had its hazards. "Well, I know that there were a couple of fireballers and that we always shuddered when they fired the ball down at us. Some of them are still bowling with me on Monday nights at South Hanover lanes," he said, adding, A trick the pinboys used to like to pull was they'd put a backspin on the ball as it was put on the ball return, an above ground return. It would come up to the last little hump, not have enough speed, and come back. It would tick off the bowlers.